ever noticed how the most profound human experiences, love, loss, abandonment, show up in almost identical ways across different cultures and times? I've been fascinated by how ancient myths and religious texts tackle these universal feelings.
That's quite interesting. What specific patterns have you noticed?
Well, take this fascinating story of Hephaestus and Athena from Greek mythology. Here's this god who's already wounded by his wife Aphrodite's betrayal, and he develops this desperate attraction to Athena. It's remarkably similar to how religious texts describe our relationship with the divine, this sense of abandonment and desperate seeking.
And you know what's striking about that? The way it parallels those passages from Job, where he's literally crying out for an audience with God.
Oh my goodness. Yes. And what makes it even more fascinating is how both stories transform. In Hephaestus' case, his misdirected passion leads to this bizarre birth of Erichthonius, while Job's questioning leads to this incredible divine response from the Tempest, where God basically gives him a cosmic perspective check.
That reminds me, how does this connect to what Jesus says about absence and presence in the Gospel of John?
Well, that's where it gets really interesting. Jesus tells his disciples, "Your sorrow will turn to joy," and compares it to childbirth, this radical idea that what feels like abandonment is actually necessary for something new to emerge. It's like saying that absence itself can be a form of presence.
You know what's fascinating about these texts? The way they handle this tension between seeking and finding.
Exactly. And look at how Evelyn Underhill captures this when she says, "The self apart from God is multitude, but the self in union with God is simple." She's suggesting that our very sense of fragmentation comes from feeling separated from divine unity. It's like all our misdirected desires and questioning are symptoms of this deeper longing for connection.
That's quite profound when you consider the Psalm 51 passage about the broken heart being the true sacrifice.
Right? And isn't it interesting how this shows up in that prayer from Daniel 3? "In contrition of heart and humility of spirit, may we be as acceptable to you as burnt offerings." It's suggesting that our very awareness of separation might be the thing that connects us most deeply.
The way you describe that makes me think about those incredible descriptions of Leviathan and Behemoth. In Job, these overwhelming creatures that remind us of our limitations.
And that's exactly what makes these stories so powerful. They're not just ancient tales, but living wisdom about the human experience. Whether it's Hephaestus' desperate chase after Athena, Job's questioning from the ash heap, or the disciples facing Jesus' departure, they're all wrestling with this fundamental human experience of feeling separated from what we most deeply desire.
So what you're saying is that these feelings of absence might actually be invitations to a different kind of presence?
Precisely. And maybe that's why that line from Suresh feels so relevant, that on reaching the end, one is only just beginning. These stories keep unfolding new meanings because they speak to something fundamentally true about our journey through absence to presence, through multiplicity to unity. It's like they're telling us that what feels like abandonment might actually be the beginning of a deeper connection.